to bring him to power because we thought the wrong yesterday was going to be right today.
Yeah.
I had no regret to vote against one person here. But the people that are brought to power will regret why I had to vote for them in people. This country. There's money in the country that we can live for. We don't need money from outside.
So,
but we don't want to empower people here. We say that as lawmakers, we have become lawbreakers. We have become criminals. We put all the money in the budget for ourselves and leave them out. I want to challenge some of your lawmakers. Some people say they want this senator. They're breaking all the law. The law is really breaking the law, but you want to go on. You know why people want to go on? Because they want to increase the time. They say they are too short. You cannot be a cancer that you want to run through. You cannot be a lawmaker.
the issues about which we disagree with us here are still issues that we're concerned about. We're not here to give you power so that you turn it over. The issues about which we disagree with us here are still issues that we're concerned about. We're not here to give you power so that you turn it over to Jeremiah King.
When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they killed their time,
but to hide behind
when
he and his warlord, his mass murdering, fanatical, deranged, unstable warlord godfather. We're not going to give the country to war. Everybody who's Johnson in this country. Ellen Houston come to power. Joshua Houston too. But neither Ellen nor we have brought Prince Johnson this close as you, Joe Walker, come close.
You know what, Joe Walker? When Joseph Walker reached out to me about a week or so later, I have that proof here too. I will show you as well. He said, Henry, now he has to come to me out. Let me milk the man. He said, Henry, can you get Ledai Yoremi, my dependable nephew? Do you think you can get Alex to donate $300,000 to the GMB Foundation? He's trying to make it look like it's money for the
when they
foundation.
were coming, they said they were liberators. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they did
foundation for some initiatives,
their
making it sound all decent
when
and
they
still
did their
Issues that we're concerned about. We're not here to give you power so that you turn it over to Jeremiah King, Prince Johnson. Jeremiah was Liberian citizen.
freedom fighter, you
Wishes
killing our
to run for president. It is his right to run for
freedom
president.
fighter, you killing our
But to hide behind
freedom fighter,
he and his warlord, his mad, fanatical, deranged, unstable warlord godfather. We're not going to give the country to a warlord. Everybody used Prince Johnson in this country. Ellen Houston come to power. Joshua Houston too. But neither Ellen nor we have brought Prince Johnson this close as you, Joe Walker, have brought him.
You know what Joe Walker did? When Joseph Walker reached out to me about a week or so later, I have that proof here too. I will show you as well. He said, Henry, now he has still coming to be his house with milking. Let me milk the man. He said, Henry, can you get Ledai Yoremi, my dependable nephew? Do you think you can get Alex to donate $300,000 to the GMB Foundation? It's money for the foundation. Because you don't want to say, for comes to you money. Do you think we can get Alex to donate $300,000 to the GMB Foundation initiatives? Making it sound all decent and professional. I said, well, Uncle, let me think about it. To be honest for you folks,
were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they came,
He said, I'm gonna join you to go see to the women's to get money to the student. We go take it from there. I said, my man, I'm going back for the same lecture. And how can I put it before the man for me back? Now on the 18th, they more. Yeah, the same man. The same man who over the hostel. Yeah, for me. Now in now, around 8:30. He said, I go. Man, I let you be now. Call you by again. So that time you go to work? I go to work. I go to work. Yeah, from to my way to car to now go to him. No, I go Steve. I go to yeah. I see him. How you question me? The thing you want for me to explain for you to understand. Then you still questioning me, doubling the question. How many talk? I beg you, sorry.
When they were coming, they said they were liberators.
When they never mean it, he asked me, say, how many of you working together? I say, we are 3. So he said, I want to D. Carry to D.
For you to bring.
3 pieces of flour. And my so, I say, carry to a minute. Give it to a minute. Then you come to the car. So,
they go convince your friend.
Yeah, when I give it to the minute now, the minute say thank you. I say, the day I say,
one more freedom fighter.
Oh, yes, indeed. What a great day. What a beautiful opportunity it feels to be back behind this microphone. After what many have turned a very entertaining weekend, sporting wise, whether it's in Liberia, it's in Europe, or in North Africa. There were finals going on.
What kind of people they so?
And then of course,
what kind of people?
There were Barcelona being flogged.
Freedom fighter, you raping up. Freedom fighter.
My man, you want to yell out all over. He did not expect it.
Freedom fighter, you destroy now.
So you won't cover it with a Nimba victory. But I have a way of always. But look, man, it was a beautiful and exciting weekend. Fellow Liberians, it is a good opportunity to be back behind these microphones to engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. And of course, there are too many things to talk about, lots of things happening in Liberia. And this is where we discuss the issues without fear nor favor. We speak truth to power. Oh, yes, indeed.
When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they came,
when they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when it came their time, they're raping and sodomizing our minors. And they're putting on defense. You listen to the guy from the Ministry of Youth and Sport, just beating and defending, because when it came his time, the law was implemented differently. So this song, there's a reason we selected this song. When it came, the guy from Youth and Sports time, the law got implemented differently.
Music.
But when it is the poor people time, oh my God, that's the time the law becomes the law. And you see all of them put that bugger in jail, arrest him, castrate him. That's when you see them in the street marching, rape suspects needs to be castrated. Castrate the man. And that time, these were suspects. So they were saying the suspect should be castrated. But now when it came Bill McGay June's time, is it Bill McGay? Or whatever now, they're all they all meant to find out. So, but yes, man, this is it. This morning, fellow Liberians, like we promised last week, we're going to simplify and explain the length to which this government has dealt us a serious embarrassment and blow. For the first time, Liberian families have been denied, and of course, the attempt to seek residence in the U.S. has been suspended for time indefinite, primarily due to the reckless handling of our diplomatic interaction. And we will prove you why you have to go home believing that whatever we are suffering now, many of whom are to come, is because of the way the Brakite government has engaged on the diplomatic stage, going deep in bed with China and other rivals to the U.S. These things have got consequences. And yes, indeed, the Venezuela position also playing greatly, plus too many other actions, statements from officials in the government. When the president said, those of you in America that don't want to come home, you think America is a home, sit down there, Trump coming for you. President was aware that something like this was coming, that they were going to take some reckless decisions, and these decisions will have emanated into exactly where we are. Dreams shattered, expectations dismantled. That is the under the reckless leadership of Joseph Newman Boyka and his co-host. That's exactly what it is. We are going to definitely deal with it this morning. Listen to comments from the Minister of Information celebrating that, the fact that this is not something affecting those of them in government, so it's okay. Say they're not government, they sanction now on government people. So it's fine like that. That the ordinary people, government not get control, so we can't do nothing about it. I mean, can you imagine? That was the official response from the government of Liberia to Jeremy Pia. I'm blaming Jeremy Pia. Now he can wear gold loosely all over his body and match suit. When he used to be sitting in the basement there, begging people here to carry bag of rice to his concubines around Monrovia. And that the man saying, but the sanction ain't for government officials, so no need to worry. It's okay. But we'll find his clip, we'll play to tell you how these guys are selfish, and self-seeking.
Music.
So if you had any dream of going to America, the Brakite government said, damn. And we have a list of 43 to 47 Liberians that have so far been arrested, some deported, others to be deported to Liberia in the crackdown. So it's a massive crackdown. And this has even left the hope of DED DD folks in serious worry. Do you know how many thousand? Look, we'll paint you the real picture. If you can't stand up to call your government to take real action, then it's up to you. If you agree with Jeremy Pia, then it's fine. My name is Abu, and of course, here guys here. Yesterday was County Meet, and of course, congratulations to the people of Manimba. That was a massive victory on last evening, and kudos to all of us. I mean, the field was absolutely jam-packed, and indeed, it is the biggest showpiece sporting event in the country, and that was demonstrated yesterday, right? And I like how everybody put aside the politics and all of that, came around the table. And I saw one video of the papa sleeping. Imagine in that kind of noise, Baka go there, he's sleeping. You go walking in the stadium, the noise all over the train, everybody singing, then the old man sleeping, he mashing your mouth, he's sleeping. Hey, Sleepy Joe. Well, hey, God, good morning, man. Welcome.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning to you, and good morning to the Liberian people. It's good to be back here this morning. It's quite a tiring day. It is because of course, too many things happened on yesterday.
The steering committee member.
I did not know I'm part of.
You part of the.
I'm part of the media and publicity team. So
who appointed you there?
So we all just work together in the interest.
No, but who they appointed as head of the media?
Pekle is the head, and Lai is the co-chair.
And then Pekle then.
So it was actually tiring, but it's good.
So what are your own work now?
So our work helped us to ensure that the SKD was jam-packed to capacity. So it was our responsibility to inform the Imbians every step along the way regarding their team, the preparation, activities. In fact, on yesterday there was a march with the team, or we call that the parade.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually an interesting day where people had to go
after the game,
wait at the GS before the game. They had to go and wait. They had to wait at the GSA junction for over 2 hours plus, just waiting for the county team bus. People were waiting in the walk from the GSA junction onward to the Samarkand Sports Complex on yesterday.
Yeah, but it was good Nima won because we all are walking and going to flood Nima.
No, Nima won because Nima was prepared. Nima won because they've always put their all into ensuring that they have the best. So yes, I'm here. I'm happy. I did not really pay more attention to international football. I got results. No, I did not. I saw a result from the Morocco and of course Senegal game. That was something that I actually wanted. Yes, and congratulations to Manchester United. I hope that they can continue on that footing.
So
yes, Manchester United scored 5 goals against Man City, but three were ruled out. So, but it's good. Let's hope that they continue on that footing. But the people,
so we are going to beat the Pope 5-0.
Yeah, the people of Nimba, congratulations to all of you, and I'm hoping that was just one of my recommendations in the chat room just not too long. I'm hoping that the team, the trophy can be taken to the county over the weekend because it's
so all the way
it's going to be crazy.
We are carrying here. Small car, everything.
And guess I did not read it because I was so busy and never even had access to the internet. Even though I had access, but I not really the Facebook. I just had one thing doing the Facebook Live and all of that. But Abu, I did not take notice of that. But then when I got in now, it was when a colleague of mine started sharing. I said, no, but actually, let's be frank. Nimba won the game. Nimba won the trophy, but George Weah again won my heart. Let me say it that way. Looking at how he helped motivate and encourage the boys late last night. It was something very touching. He could explain his story, tell the guys. In fact, there were chances that he felt Grand Crew would have utilized. But they did not. So he was even telling them, he said, well, That thing you'll be doing, you'll be passing for. I know you should do that thing. You say, yeah, no, they work, yeah, see the work guy there. All the crowd say, yeah, you see.
But
They
that
know
was
how to
one
do
in
it.
our commentary after the match. They fucking already have
Yeah,
it.
they already. Yeah, they probably have to. You have to. How they call it?
I just
Call me.
consolation.
You have to call me and tell me, congratulate me because I beat him. But
It's just like Ruben Diaz after missing a penalty.
Yeah.
You know, if
that it wasn't
just
for the all of them running behind. They running behind
behind.
Mendy there to go be taking the tower from there for what? Africa, yeah, Africa.
Yeah, so, but look, man, it was a great scene, and I think Green Crew put up a great fight. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, just it's a win for them, and you know, making it to the final itself is a win. In the country meet, but Nima was much more prepared and very mobilized, and, you know, for it. Look at the team boss. In fact, they got a better team boss than the national team.
Yeah.
So you see that. So it tells you that the focus of the county was absolutely directed, and at the end of the day, you know, luck had a part, and Nimba has emerged victorious. So
And Abu, just
congratulations.
a quick caveat. For every time Nima goes for the trophy, they will always do it in succession. So all of the times Nima have won the trophy, they will win it a year, they win it the next year, they win it a year, they win it the next year.
You know, we'll
I'm
say
not
number
saying,
five,
yeah, I'm not saying other counties should be afraid in the next county meet, but I'm just making you to know that Nima is going for it next year again. So yeah, get prepared for that.
Okay, we'll see how that plays out. But then, so that is that, folks.
And
We're here.
Senegal's president have announced a national holiday in Senegal.
Mhm.
Not just national holiday, but the government is comparing
People will pay
all
for it.
institutions in Senegal are compared to pay their workers today. So the government is going to be paying her workers today, and all institutions that people working for in Senegal too is supposed to pay the Senegalese working for them today. So Niger today, but today is going to be yeah, it's going to be an interesting day for them. And yes, I actually wanted that.
Okay, so there are two reports I'd like to update you about quickly. The Global Hunger Index has reported that as we speak, Liberia is among some of the world's worst hunger and malnutrition places. The level of hunger and malnutrition in the country has claimed the attention of the Global Hunger Index, and it has reported that as it is, the trend for indicators value in Liberia is so discouraging. We have 35.5% of the population is undernourished, 26.9% of children under 5 are stunted, right? 3.4% of children under 5 are wasted. 7.3% of children die before their 5th birthday, right? That is the latest report, right, for Liberia. So undernourishment of population, you see the graph here, right? Up to 2025, it has come very low in the 2000. This is Alpha. Let's look at undernourishment, right? It was around 40%, right? And it has remained like that. Yeah, no government has changed that. Okay, let me send it. So this is where we are. So every time the guy said that, oh, the puppet changing, I listened to the other stupid one from LBS talking about any part of the country you go, they're doing work there. So I'm like, you know. But yeah, a new report delivered one of the hardest indictment yet of the Broadcast administration, confirming that Liberia is now counted among the worst hunger and malnutrition population in the world. According to the Global Hunger Index, Liberia ranked 112 out of 123 countries assessed, with an overall hunger score of 30.0, placing the country firmly in the serious hunger category. This ranking positions Liberia near the bottom of the global table alongside countries experiencing chronic crisis and state failure. The report's figures are devastating. 35.5% of Liberians are undernourished, meaning more than 1 in 3 citizens cannot meet basic food requirements. So all across the country, 3 Liberians, right? One of them will be there that can't eat.
Everything you
Or
can.
maybe they'll eat one time a day, and the food they will eat will be very small in somebody table and things. That is terrible. That is devastating for a government country that have come to rescue, right? This is it. 26.9% of children under 5 are stunted, showing long-term and irreversible damage to growth and brain development. 3.4% of children are wasted, a sign of acute hunger, while 7.3% die before their 5th birthday. Many from preventable nutrition-related causes. These numbers place Liberia among the most food insecure nations on earth. Folks, are you listening? This is not marginal underperformance, it is systemic collapse. When something like that happens, that means the system has failed. And there is newspaper that highlighted this. What is Variety? Okay, here got just go ahead. Let me try to get the Variety newspaper. Read the headlines for those of you that are thinking, Abu Naya reading the thing here. And, it's important. This is our country. The people can be stealing and they be lying, and then we all sit down, right, and be thinking like, this thing here, right?
So it's just proving what the reality is on the ground is like. And these are things that international partners themselves will be in this country. They will come here, they will do their own on-ground survey and everything before they release these statements. But Abu, one of the greatest shortcoming of the government is they don't embrace these things and see them as their weakness to be able to work on. No, once you start speaking again, any institution, whether international organization that speak on these kind of issues, our guys will always see it as being political.
So I got it something. So let's evaluate it. Say hunger rages as 418,000 people acutely food insecure in Liberia. 418,000 human beings in the country can get food to eat. Rescue. 418,000 people acutely food insecure in Liberia, right? I just read you the summary from the Global Hunger Index, and this is what the paper is carrying, right? And on the same front page, child rape crisis. So we hungry in the country, and they're preying on the vulnerability and raping the small children. That's what the big people in the government doing, right? We're hungry. Almost 480,000 human beings. Some of them will just be dying. Now you see the death rate. You can just be finding dead body on the street everywhere. They're falling, dying from hunger, starvation. The first time since post-war for people to be dying simply because of hunger in Liberia that honor the regime. That's not me saying it. Let it report. Yeah? So how can you, contradict that one? I know some of you are so very, very dumb in your thinking. You still sit down and feel like, it is some kind of Abu conversation, and that's not what it is, right? You are so limited. So I don't know. So we owe no apology for your whatever. So hunger rages. That means hunger now take over the country. People hungry. Just go in the street, see people begging. You guys remember last time the people lady that fell off before we gave money to buy food? Yeah. Right here, right from the station. Now, as soon as we left the show, go outside, they're lying on the ground. I do not rescue that woman.
It was embarrassing.
Donut with cool. As soon as we buy donut and cool and give it to the woman, the poor get it. The donut and cool, the one she ate and drank the cool. She was cool. She started walking. So imagine somebody is falling off because they didn't get a donut to eat in the country, and you still have Pia with the audacity to wear gold and be standing in front of people and be bragging that things are okay in the country. I'm blaming those people, right? Then on the flip side of things, while people going through all the hunger, they're grabbing the boys children, the small children, they're pumping them from the back,
But I think about
right? Then they're grabbing the girls children, right? Raping them, small minor, they will put them in room. They did the real thing will come out on the United Party government. You know what they can do? They put small children, they can rape the children in multitude. They put the children together. And therefore $20 to get the children. Then they say they're doing orgy with the post small children. That thing you're doing in the country, your thing will lean secret, will come outside. Me, you will say, oh, and you know, that how more you can hear everything from, but the day come, we'll say it. Because you know what? We're not afraid of these people. We know what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They are pedophiles. That's who they are. This government is little pedophiles. All what they play, they like to go after the small children. So you see your little 15-year-old, 13-year-old, and you know, she just beyond the get that gas click. As soon as you see the small children with gas click, you must start investigating them. As soon as UP official now put the children together now, be carrying them around, and then they will be joining on the children. That's what they're doing. We'll not be hiding it this time, we'll be breaking it down simple. So everybody in the community will understand the kind of thing the government is doing to the country, keeping the people poor and doing all kinds of terrible things to our children. This is bad. This is wickedness. This is selfish, taking advantage of the people's poverty, taking advantage of our people because they are suffering, and this is absolutely terrible. Then you get one man, right, who are passing around and say we tired suffering, go there and put the country in terrible mess, which we will come to. But let's listen to another report on Liberia again, right? The United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention has placed Liberia under a level 2, right, practice enhanced precautions travel health advisory following a confirmed outbreak of Clade 2 mpox, citing sustained person-to-person transmission across the country, right? For all of the wrong reasons, Liberia is in the news today. There is absolute neglect on the part of the government. They're not paying attention to key sectors and key areas, and the country is being embarrassed. Level 2 travel ban on the country, right? For the reckless handling of health care and all of that. So mpox have spread, and the war is almost turning its back on Liberia, and this is what we see. So let's hear this Front Page Africa documentary.
Since September 20, the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention has placed Liberia on a level 2 travel health advisory following a confirmed outbreak of Clade 2 mpox, citing sustained person-to-person transmission nationwide. The CDC says Liberia's outbreak differs from the 2022 global spread, with men and women now infected in nearly equal numbers, signaling broader community transmission, including through sexual and close physical contact. U.S. health officials are urging at-risk travelers to complete 2 doses of the Jynneos vaccine before traveling, noting full protection takes effect about 2 weeks after the second dose. Liberia's Ministry of Health reports over 1,300 confirmed cases from more than 2,400 suspected infections since September 2024, with Montserrado County accounting for more than half of active cases. 6 mpox-related deaths have been recorded, but officials credit early detection and improve care for the low fatality rate. Authorities have launched a 90-day response plan, including expanding vaccination campaign, expanded surveillance, and public awareness. The CDC.
Okay. Hey guys, so that is that. Hunger
So,
raging,
yeah.
sickness, diseases taking over.
And
That is the new Liberia.
whether the
under Waka.
government is making efforts to in fact handle some of these issues, that's what I was saying earlier, Abu. That is the terrible part of this entire thing. Because if this government was taking responsibility of all of these things and is showing that the right things are done and finding solution to mitigate all of these things, we will not be here talking. But every day, Abu, we talk, things are getting worse. Every day that we talk, the next day things will get worse.
It's like nobody paying attention.
Absolutely. because the guys have grown up in arrogance, so they don't care to listen, and that is what happened to our country.
But they're endangering the life of
Of
our
course,
people.
that's what's happening. So we talk about the issue about the visa, but you know why it is.
Mm-hmm.
So the guys don't care. Once they are able to fly out of Liberia to seek medical attention, they don't care.
But look at the rate about
once they
children
are eating, they are
0 to
eating,
5
they are
years.
eating 3, 4, 5 times a day. They're eating any time of the day that they want to eat. They don't care about the children or the common people children. So this is the reality. They care about health care in this country. Abu, when was the last time you saw any of these guys in government hospital across there?
Absolutely not.
So that's it.
They do not. Right? To imagine, Hagar, that of our population, we are talking about, let me see, about 26.9% of the children under 5 years, right? Of children under, 7.3% of children before their 5th birthday. The statistics in the survey show that in Liberia today, about 7.3% of those children are dying.
Of course.
So imagine when you do the calculation, you know how many less than 5 years
And
children are dying in the country because of hunger.
these are the children of the common people who left their basic schedule on that fateful day to go and dance in the people water, as people would normally say, to pass around and campaign to wear the we agreed t-shirt. These are the common people's children they're talking about. It is not including Jeremy Pierre's children, not Buakai's children, not Jeremiah Cohn's children, not those government officials. No, their children are eating healthy food. They are healthy. But the people that gave them the work that their children are feeding on today are the ones we're talking about, including many of you who are still there taking food and defending them. This is the reality. Not us saying these are international organizations we put here that we're talking about.
So I mean, this is actually disheartening. It's important. Let's test this. Fellow Liberians, you're out there. The atmosphere, hunger. This is what the Global Hunger Index is saying about our country. That hunger is too much, and you need to speak to the government and see. And the thing about it is, like Higa said, the guys are extremely arrogant and they do not listen to these things, and they are not guided by these public conversations. But it's important that we keep hammering these things. And it's important. I mean, maybe the expectation will be low as to whether there will be reform actions taken on the part of the government, which is supposed to be the case from a responsible standpoint. But again, this government has not demonstrated that degree of responsibility for the most part. They're only creating an environment of division, right? So whenever people try to be exposing of some of the terrible things that are happening in the country, instead of them taking it in positive strides and trying to work around it,
no, they see it as opposition statement.
Exactly. They would rather draw a line and burn that comment and then feel comfortable in their mediocrity. So let's take few calls on this while we transition to something else. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. Liberians, how is your life today? Are you more hungry than you used to be? The reports are out, and of course, they are painting a very, very terrible image of how situations are in the country. And these things, sometimes these are just the opportunity you have in the midst of all of the different conversations around issues, the political conversation. This is the chance for you to speak out and, and tell the world exactly what the situations are and what's your own view and positions about these reports and, coming out for the country. The CDC, the Center for Disease Control, have said that the level of health care recklessness in the country is alarming, and they've put out a travel advisory warning people not to come to Liberia or be extremely cautious coming to Liberia, because the degree of health risks has intensified, and there are less, action from the part of the government.
You want to walk away from your radio, please? 0776 104 104 886 500 104. Morning. You want to walk away from where you are? Go ahead. Morning.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
You gotta move away from the radio.
0776 104 104 0886 500 104. You can be talking to us, and you want to be hearing yourself in the back. No, you can't do that to us. Our ears are important to us. Morning.
Morning, Isaac. Yeah, good morning, Isaac.
Morning. Go ahead. We're okay.
Thank you very much. My name is Abraham Jumaya from Crystal Police. Thank you very much for the show. You see, this government who believe in lies and lies and lies and lies. I was listening to that, I don't know history when I was recording, they were playing. They're like in history here this morning. They're talking about the people force visa, non-function. That's why I get more of the people very against
We'll come to that one. We reach that yet, man.
We'll reach that point. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah. This is Mohammed Bond, a person of the country, quite a point district. Well, just talking this morning, really, I am a full nation.
Those are your line is bad. Okay, we have to talk to somebody else. Morning.
Yeah, morning, sir.
Morning, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Mohammed Sheriff.
Go ahead, mommy.
My brother, don't compare your real government to the government, my brother. Please. This government will die. This government just to kill the liberate. They're not going to rescue. I beg you.
All right, let's talk to somebody else. 0776 104 104 886 500 104. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead, you live.
Yeah, this is Benedict Zawi, and I call you for Central Morrissey.
Go ahead, Zawi.
Yeah, as regard to the UB patterns of some massing late boys and raping little girls, this is not strange. This is what we told our people in the past who are dealing. You very people. And they didn't listen. Yeah, they didn't listen. Today you see our underage boys have been penetrated from the behind, and our girls are being abused. There's a system the guys always use. For the past 2 years, this is what they use. This is the system they use. They marginalize the entire society, make a lot of people hungry, so that you will run to them for crime. And of course, will be sorrow about because they are hungry. Your girls will be raped because they are hungry. They'll go for any other things. So that's to say that our people need to learn and make the refutation in Africa. Thank you very much.
Let's talk to you. Morning. Hello.
Thank you for the show. We have been saying this thing over and over. That when people, they're meant to punish, they are still they say they're punishing the other people. Joseph Boakai destroyed the CPP. They look at the public lack of leadership ability. It's taking the point over the country. But however, we will be the rightful rescue to rescue the country. Good morning, Abu. Good morning, Eka.
Morning.
My name is Wasn't PhD. I join you from the community where our people are still fetching water and drinking on the drainage. Let me say thanks to you guys for the talking point of discussion, and I want to say you guys are welcome again on a brand new week. You see, this government came to power on the basis of lies, fallacies, misdirections. So that's why things are giving a hard time. If you retrospect, you see, the government said that they came to power to undo organization. Up to now, nothing 2 years. We are into 3 years. You see, that's why they will sodomize, they will rape our sisters and brothers. We're not only woman. They are raping our brothers because they oppose high set on the common people. But the common people go to them to the extent you saw. Now, brother.
So do you agree with the report that there is more hunger in the country now?
As I speak to you, 2 days ago, a lady died on hunger in three communities that is the second strongest country in Africa. So it is clear we are dying for salvation on television. It is not an achievement for us.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me take this. Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Let me see. This is Edmond, man.
Good morning, Edmond. Edmond, the government argue on one hand that it has done very well. They've lifted the country out. When international report keep coming and saying another thing. Now we're talking about hunger rate in the country. Terrible.
Yeah, you know, when you hear the government officials telling you say they are done well, they want to say it because they want to protect their salary check. I just because doing well is not only you minister your house and your family. But we are talking about people out there. Even water, you buy mineral $5 mineral. Somebody asks you to leave some inside. How much is the water? One bag can even $35 for the drink too. So I refer to us in Liberia as people. We are people that are surviving. We are not living. Okay, we are surviving. Because when you are surviving, you wake up in the morning. There is no ability there for you to even eat one egg, one bread with mayonnaise or peanut butter inside and drink a cup of milk.
Are you talking about egg? You know how much for egg right now? How many family can afford to put egg?
This time when you're cooking, when you're cooking dry with egg in your community, it proves that you get money.
So you are thinking between a cup of egg and one bread that is called $50. So what do? You forgot for the bread, you forgot for the tea that cost, even you go in the shop, it's $50, $60, $80. You forgot for the tea and go use it to go buy one cup of rice, terra in the evening hour. You put real oil on it, you eat it, you go to bed. So you're not living, you're surviving. That is a point. It's not about politics. And when this kind of a critical analysis come up, what the government do, you take it equal fit and then you work from beyond the scene. But the guys are not working from beyond the scene. They are not doing nothing. They go to the book the Liberian people. They still will be the day in the capital. They want more for on the outskirts of Monrovia, right here. Go to my area, right here, to the district. Go see the way people are living. But they don't even get it right. Something are difficult, my brother. And when it's happening, fear great some of us because we saw the war gradually creeping on Liberia. These are the things that started happening when we saw the mayhem that Liberia went through. When people cannot find their way through, they try to create another atmosphere so that they can be able to survive. Thank you.
Thank you very much. People are actually hungry, Hagar. The hunger level in the country is alarming, and these things have been validated by international reports.
Let's talk to somebody from this end. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Well, yeah, this is Mohammed once again on the line. Well, you guys in the topic has really shown the Liberian people attention. It is true. These people will not come out and say other things. Well,
I think your line is terrible. Your line is really terrible. Sorry. But we are not just getting you. Your line is very terrible. So let's talk to somebody else on this topic. Morning.
Good morning, Hagar. Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Attention to what the Papa said before he become president. To be frank, I'm a Gustin Yokine from Mando Palm Oil Plantation, Bombing County. You say you were dancing with the devil to do anything. So for me, it's just an introduction to the devil activity that is going on with young.
Small children.
We should just get prepared for the next years that he is powerful, because for me it's just an introduction. I believe more will happen more than that, because the man is saying that you will dance with the devil to do anything. So I believe that the devil attitude now is coming out from them. So this is my point this morning.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's take 3 more calls on this.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning, Hager.
Morning.
The 16 Nikuja. Abu is really speaking to the Nigerian people. The hunger and the sicknesses that will come will be more and more. This is just the beginning. They come and lie to the people. The health sector, the Ministry of Health is not doing anything. All right? To get rid of all of these sicknesses that is gone. They are not there backed by the government. All the promises that the government made that they will, support all the
because they're taking all the money to pay themselves and buy new cars.
Yes. Can you imagine? How will you tell somebody that is your relative is sick in call where? If you call for the ambulance, you should pay 3,000 LD before the ambulance can bounce you to carry your sickness to the health sector, which is the government health sector.
Oh, now what they can say? Now what they can say this time?
That's what's going on. Government institution, you are not paying money for the ambulance. Government institution. Hey God, let me tell you something. Can you imagine they on Saturday? A woman sitting with MCC. She passed my experience. She asked me that when they were sitting, she asked me, God, you should have bought water for them. She asked me that she wants job. She said, my brother, can you help me if I can even find sleeping job in the place? I said, but Oma, you people are already working, sleeping in the shower. We admire you people. Then she said, my son, you don't know what's going on. I said, what happened? She said, we are suffering. Can you imagine? They go in December, we are not taking pay. January coming in. She said, during the past, government was making 100 plus. But now the people, the government brought down to $105. And they are paying in the $5, they took it from them. Now they are paying in the $100. They can't even come on time. So we are deciding this is the job. We just sit there and suffering. So can you imagine all the promises they made to the
I think we need to get a camera to the old man and hear from them too.
They remove the decoration job we had there, they remove the health facility, and all the benefit, they remove everything. And now they are still reducing. So the sickness that will come because the people's income cannot afford them to even take to medical, attention. Before I talk about food, people have to eat on a daily basis. Now people fight now, they only wait every little money they get, they will keep it away for Sunday, so at least they can eat something. But somebody,
yeah, is there over 418,000 Liberians can get food to eat?
Yeah, I would just take a walk at the roadside in the evening by 7:30 to 8. You see people lining up with their bowl in their hand buying dry red pepper soup. Because if the people want to go
and cassava and all these kind of food.
Yeah, so they will go buy dry red pepper soup and carry home for their children to eat and
wow.
Honor this government. You understand?
Thank you. This is disheartening.
Thank you. Wow, sorry. Let's talk to somebody else. Morning.
Good morning. My name is Emerson Demon. I'm calling for Brush Creek. That's government issue.
They say everything. They say instead of 1 minute, instead of bringing rescue, the government has rather brought poverty on the people in hunger.
No, that's the government are doing well. We feel like people vote for the government.
Yeah, but I come in now, my friend. I know the government doing well, right? But I'm saying, and that well you're talking about, that for the few of you that can receive scratch card and thing for, but generally the reports say, right, around 418,000 human beings living in Liberia, they can't get good food to eat. That one are doing well there too to you?
For many years, because we were not sleeping.
When move that man from the line, that man not get hit. That man he on a full.
0776. I'm sure we can just pick a call on this topic.
Take go. They say over 4 and they say that good thing. What kind of human being that?
We can just take one more call just quickly. 0776 104 104 086 500 104. Until that call is in, let's get to
yeah, certainly. So that is that, folks. We're gonna hold it right there. But this thing is real, right? And as these reports come out, painting or exposing the picture, and these are the things they don't want us to talk about. They will prefer bribing other media organizations to remain silent on these things. But we brave the storm, we challenge, and we come here, we say, no, this thing, we have to have conversation about it. Good morning. Right? Sure, a result of what conditions are in the country, and not the ones where they try to make you make it appear as if to say it is an opposition versus ruling position thing. No, but the living reality and condition of the Liberian people is what we have to talk about. Just over the weekend, a young kid, 12 years old, in 9th grade. So my thing is, have they restored fees for 9th grade WAEC? Right? What is it like? You see? This government. I mean, that's another thing with fun time. Good morning.
Good morning, my children. Hey, guys, thank you guys for taking care of us to get to 2026. May God bless your children. Your children will be blessed because what you guys are doing is very good for the common people. My son Hagar and Pa Ennis, let me tell you today. If people say thing is well, it's true. Low in the people convoy. So new car, you can see my son. Low at the police people. So new car. So when it is still fine, it's fine with them because some of them were not able to ride the kind of plastic car that they are riding today. Even President Bwaka, he himself, he used a strain on us that it is good for me to ride wheelbarrow to go to the executive mansion and we use wheelbarrow. Today, what kind of car that man riding my son? So when they say thing okay, it's okay with them. And then what they are looking at too.
Oh my God! So and I like that. That's I like, and this is the way to put it. I mean, all of them are riding brand new cars, and they're furnishing their offices. You understand? So they are not prepared to sacrifice. They rather live in luxury while the people die of hunger. The government prefers that, and this is the situation we have, folks. So we're going to take a break with Crime Stopper Liberia. When we come back, we go into our next round of conversation, and that is the meat of today's presentation, right? We're going to go deep into this whole visa restriction and what it means for us. And I see the government trying to escape as if to say nobody is in charge of Liberia, and people who are responsible for our foreign policy, they can celebrate a telephone call, right? And consider that a diplomatic success. Just by telephone call, right? They celebrate that. But then when a sanction is imposed, they say, no, that one, they're not a diplomatic thing there. As much as it is from one country to the other country, premised on diplomatic actions and decisions taken by the other country, they say no, right? Because they're not the officials of government. The sanction did not target officials of government. So when the last time Dylan went to the States, or you think we're not aware about certain things that's happening, right? Let's take a break of Crime Stopper, and of course we'll come back. People let Dylan there. You don't waste your time on that. But let's take this break. We'll be right back. We'll tell you the reason why PR sounds the way he sounds. We'll show you how much of the Liberian people money goes to Jeremy PR ministry every day to talk nonsense and insult critical voices. This break. We'll be right back.
Shabba musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime report it, don't take law in your hand for the right authority, that it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bring it safety to your door, whether you rich or you poor. If you see you must talk it, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and
Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making.
Giant, can't me giant, ni ma chauffer. 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 The Tina, you not ever, anything you not ever, the man I thought of, you can't come on to my heart, then you full of this. Formation every morning, every wake up, but give me a player, let a contact play on phone. You can run even a week, more than 7 days. They're telling me from with GB Pro, we get it kind of when you might in the lean, and the client can be juicy. You might get it for everybody can be happy. Bunga they know what we beat and I forget. I sang Kalewa, you might go loud. You for my y'all, even lower loud. Yes, you have to never change. No matter iron rack, no time for playing this season. I'm a minute, yeah, they ready, man. We're not taking side for rain.
They say that we not get story. Oh yes, and of course this is Nimba, a back-to-back champion of the national contest meet. Congratulations. So that Nimba weekend celebrating from Bob Man play to Butuo. Butuo to Sunny Cole to Gompa. Just all over Nimba, flying the flag high. Oh yeah, but Muta Fofana is no longer there. So it's Mamadi Sherry that led the boys to yesterday's victory. And so yes, hey guy, you want to give it up for some of those officials that made it happen yesterday?
Yes, most definitely. Firstly, I want to appreciate the sports steering committee chair, Alfonso Glider. Yeah, he has been so excellent in his work. And Abu, what has always made Nimba to succeed is unity. And Alfonso, he portrayed that. He called on everyone from whether you are from a political party or religious group or whatever it is. He brought everybody on board to work, and as a result of that, we are to where we are today. So I want to appreciate him. He's the head of the sports steering committee, and our coach, Mamadi Sherif. Mamadi went in the tournament unbeaten. He played 3, 3, 7, 8. He played 8 games. He drew 2, won 6.
Wow, that was
So
beautiful.
he did excellently well, and as a result of that, we want to appreciate Mamadi is my own guy. Even before this thing about the county, but before when he was appointed, there was this politics about him being from the CDC and whatever people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Abu, we had to stand against that. When Mamadi got appointed, he nearly lost that job, but because of
People were after him,
yeah,
and
people who
that
were
rescue.
supporters of the vice president, and some of them who are celebrating the trophy today were the
I
ones
send you one
against
picture.
against
Because
Mamadi.
we coming start our conversation,
Yeah.
but I want you to put the picture up.
Mhm.
Let people see what the president was before the presidency, and the the kind of suit that he used to wear and everything. So when you see people changing their tone and sounding like as if to say other people are being stupid, like what they're going through certain thing, and then you want to look back. So if you were in the shoes of these people, were you, going to be sounding the way you are sounding now? It's important, and that's why most time people like to go back and say, well, what the man's talking about? The time the man wearing the 3-piece suit, PB, had about coat suit and thing, then passing around, right? So he got put it up. Let's see our president. It's important for the president to sometimes sit down and think about these moments, so that when citizens are afflicted with misfortune, what you can do as a leader is to be compassionate and let your officials speak positively. But you can't start to blame the people of the misfortune. And look now. So look at the shoe. And they quoted that Costa sold it for him that time. You can remember? The time Costa carrying him to America. Costa and Stanton then went. They sold clothes for him and put it on him.
Yeah.
Look at the trouser, my brother. Look at that trouser. Look at the left foot. Look at the left foot. Right? Look at the man left foot. During that time, if you're going to tell you, say, oh, visa suspension, were you going to sit down and be celebrating and say, oh, that the people say, look at the shoulder part of the coat suit. My people, you say, look at the coat suit. That the man today can wear, designer clothing. And then you wear designer clothes and say, and you put name on the clothes. And it's important. Basically, what we're doing is to go back into who's the man. Where's the man coming from?
Reminds me of DJ Marvis adding gay. So who's the man?
Right? Look at the code, my man. Almost looking at the Dongafle code and being a weaver, all the people be passing around with. But Costa didn't say they're so cool.
At that time, we were celebrating Buakai's 40 years experience.
Look at the shoe.
Yeah, 40 years. He has served as vice
The
president.
two
for
shoes
12
are not looking
years.
the same. You see one looking shining by your friend.
Yeah, and they weren't looking long and small. They weren't looking. I wish I could. I want to.
Right?
God.
So this is it, fellow Liberians, and there's a reason. So while we finish showing you the man, listen to what the man say about fellow Liberians in America. Right? I said he knew that this thing was coming. Right? You can say whatever you want to say, that your business. Say you're insisting on check to the other something I'm saying you. No, not that one there. That one at Louis Brown. Go on my other number.
Okay, so let me just get down.
Right? So you got to understand these things sometimes when we are saying it. So while he got tried to connect that video, let me go back and read for you what the statement means, and the suspension that happened. It's important, right? So last week we talked about it, and we said we're going to continue because when the worst things happen, and then the link on it also. Yeah, the link. The link. Yeah, we let it open. Oh well, no, not either. Okay, I'm gonna resend it, right? But when it happened, right, and basically at this point, we're not about whether you accept that it is a government failure or not. But at the end of the day, who is in charge of our collective well-being, whether you're in the country or you're outside of the country? The government. Individually, we can't wake up to go talk to America to explain our case, right? That's what we pay them handsomely. And they're taking our taxpayers' money, they're buying brand new cars, right? The life that the fortunes of their parents could not give them, the state is giving that to them, right? The life that their intelligence could not give them, right? Their innovation could not give them. It is the Liberian people tax dollars that's giving that to them. So when the interest of the country comes in harm's way, we expect leadership to be brought to bed to salvage, to rescue, to save us from that. Right? Okay, so let's see. And I see they try to twist and turn all of these things. Okay. So the United States suspends immigrant visa for 75 countries, including Liberia. No, not yet. And I'm going to stick to Liberia, right? So what that means is that, like we've said, in the category of an immigrant visa, that which Liberians have not argued, and the conversation, it's not like Liberians are confused between which kind of visa for you to start to make it, but make it seem like you need to clarify that no, they're not the other visa. How many Liberians go for these other visas? The ones Liberians actually go for is the immigrant visa. The over 50 to 75 or how many thousand Liberians that are in America, right, are there squarely because of the privileges afforded under the immigrant visa category, not the other visas that the government trying to make you feel like, oh, you can relax, you can feel comfortable, you can still go visit America, you come back. How many of us have the means? When our parents are praying for us to travel to the America, they're not praying for us to get tourist visa. They're praying for us to get immigrant visa. Go there, live there for years, and transform ourselves and be able to make meaningful impact back home. An immigrant visa is a type of visa that allows a foreign national to enter the United States with the intention of living there permanently. It's typically used issued to people who have been sponsored by a family member or employer. They have it that way, right? If somebody file for you, they have to guarantee that, oh, they can take care of you, blah, 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 blah. And it has been happening in spite of the 47% Liberians dependent on welfare. Yet still, Liberians have been admitted into the United States of America on these grounds based on mutually friendly diplomatic ties and relations. So when problem comes in the relationship, that's when you identify all the small things now to hang on and, to cause mental instability for your partner. When you're in the juku, you're okay. You will ignore some of the flaws and fault. Mm-hmm. But as soon as small issue come out, then all of you now will start remembering and the lapses and issues. And that's exactly what has happened. So because there is a problem in the way the Boakai administration has dealt diplomatic relations with America, ignoring the national security interests of America versus countries who clearly have made no benefit to Liberia, right? Then America sit and think and start to say, oh, but you are taking this action against us. Over 40 some more % of your citizens in the country here, we're providing welfare for them. So who are you supposed to actually stand with? America or Venezuela? Right? About 40+% of your citizens in the country here, right? That our tax dollars go, and we are telling you, say, our national security is at risk. That these people are bringing drugs in the country and they are affecting our children, right? They have rendered our streets hostile and gangster. So in an effort to curb that, we are taking firm diplomatic action, irrespective of what the status quo is. We will go beyond to protect America and save the American interests. You jump from there. You call Louis Brown and say, Louis Brown, go and make sure you deliver the statement and tell the world that what America is doing is gangster. We do not support it. It's against international law. So you throw the over 40% Liberians in America, you throw them under the bus. You throw the DED people under the bus, right? You throw people even for traffic violations, right? People in America for traffic violations, you throw all of them under the bus and they've been run up and deported to Liberia. And somebody say, we shouldn't hold the government responsible. We should hold these people themselves responsible. Because diplomatic relations sour, so that's how the Americans now are going deep into saying, okay, they are our friend who say he won't be our friend again. They get shot more to recognize all our thing that we can do. They're not prepared anymore. The tire standing with honor, like Dillon have said publicly, right? So let's look at them. Oh, but they think you're doing to us. You go into if from the United Nations, you disgrace us to the world. You say our government is reckless, is taking unconstitutional and undemocratic actions. Even though we are taking the action to protect our country and protect our citizens, right? But you go in front of the wall, you say we are against our regime, right? But then when we do a review, we see that even your citizens that are living here, back of them, we provided free food and free coverage for them. That one not reason to tell you that, oh, you got to be on our side, because when our national security is protected and guaranteed, all your people now will remain covered. But we are telling you that our national security is threatened. And then you still go, you support the people who threatening our national security. Then what sort of decision you expect America to take on Liberia? Friendly decision? Absolutely not. So we will say your people in a banner. Take responsibility of your people. Right? Then we and our gangster regime will be here. Simply put, say you're more sharp to recognize our unconstitutional and undemocratic actions and our violation of international law. We agree. For all we're doing it to protect our people against these, drug and terrorist nations and individuals. You say that bad thing we're doing to save our people and save our industries. So collect your people then, carry them. Let them be there. What will be here with our unconstitutional regime? So when that action happens, the government wear the audacity to mislead the ordinary people and tell them, say, no, that action there, government get no hand to play inside. Me, I like to be as simple as possible for the layman pushing the wheelbarrow set to understand where this thing is going. There is no way you can take this thing away. And if we must come to the actual conversation at the diplomatic level, they all should be cognizant about the doctrine of reciprocity in diplomacy. And these reciprocal actions are not publicly announced or statements are written to say, oh, because you take the action here, so that what we're doing. No. It doesn't operate like that in diplomacy. Sometimes it comes over times. Sometimes if you do a good in diplomacy today, you may not actually reap the result right now, but in the long run, the reciprocal actions will come. When you really need it, you'll see that country that you took that action for coming to your rescue. That's how diplomacy. But they don't go writing big statement. Oh, they think Liberia did to also will pay out. No, it doesn't work like that in diplomacy. That actions speak louder than voice. People don't talk. People act. So when you go, you read it. The relationship gotta be there. We gotta move. We gotta rub shoulders, right? But certain place where your interest is tied to, the people will take certain action, and then you remember, oh, yeah, but we'll take some vote down there, that the effect, the aftermath effect of that vote here. And this is exactly what we're witnessing with the Liberian community and the Liberian government. So any which way you put this, right? What we're trying to bring home here is that each of us must have it in our mind that we are suffering these diplomatic latches simply because our government has elected to take a posture against the interests of the United States at many fronts. Right? In the lead up to the United Nations Security Council seat, non-permanent seat, right? Elements were clear. Their positions were clear. And in the aftermath of the Louis Brown conversation, what did we see? We saw the Chinese embassy make donation of new brands of police vehicles and motorbikes, right? When that happened in diplomacy, what is that? That is a token of appreciation to say thank you. This was the position we wanted. This was the position. Thank you for standing by us. Thank you for condemning them. Because the Chinese will always celebrate when America and the American democracy is being condemned. And that action was a clear-cut, open condemnation of the American democracy. Not Trump. That's America. That's the system. Right? And you can do that and then you'll be benefiting from the people's welfare. So, consequence of that, what has happened, fellow Liberians? It's an interesting time. We will spend the time on this. This government will not succeed in lying to our people. We will not sit down here and allow it to happen. Consequently, the DHS has released a list termed as worst of the worst database, which has flagged 43 Liberians for deportation, offenses ranging from felonies to traffic violations. Traffic violations that you can just find people and things, but it has been equated to felony crimes. What do you think will make the American system to consider, traffic violation cases and equate it to that and deport people because of it? Sit back and think. What has America done to America? What did we do to earn America's language in this form of manner? That even traffic violations, Liberians are no longer exempted. They get run up and deported. And then these families are being deported, and you have a minister of information that goes to the podium and speak loosely, disregarding the trauma, disregarding the frustration and disappointment that these families are going through. And you look in the people's faces and say, thank God they're not government officials, right? That America say we're not responsible for who come to Liberia or for who go to America to stay there. We're not responsible. Is that a mark of a responsible and a decent government and a decent spokesman of the government? But we'll come to it, fellow Liberians, and you will have your thought. You will have your thought. It's up to you. This is your rescue government. I don't care. Our job is to come here and tell you and simplify and break these things down for you. Now, at least for the 3 Liberian nationals have been listed on the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, DHS, worst of the worst database, a designation that has deepened alarm within the diaspora as the Trump administration intensifies enforcement efforts. While the administration positioned the database as a tool to track violent offenders, the list now includes individuals convicted of non-violent infractions. The list now includes, right, individuals convicted of non-violent infraction, whereby this list was meant for violent offenders, right? So why the sudden shift? Why the sudden shift? Now, let me tell you why. For those of you that follow international news, and of course have been following development around America of recent, in the U.S. government pursuit of Greenland, they in Europe, so there has been resistance from some EU member country. What has the U.S. president said? Because Greenland, where Greenland is situated, is a strategic national security and position for America. And let me tell you why America is very particular. And even before Trump, America has been particular about acquiring Greenland. They've used several other means, right? Now, the war is getting tense. Greenland is situated in a place where America can mount its military installations and what have you right there to be able to intercept any kind of aggression or attack from Russia towards America. So if you see President Trump is going all out, we need Greenland. If we can't get it by negotiation, we'll get it by other means, blah, blah, blah. And so there's some EU countries, that are trying to oppose that. So to send a signal, a message to them that, look, we are friends, but the moment you want to tamper with our American interests, we'll definitely take action. So the U.S. government has imposed additional tariff on any European country that's opposing that strategic interest. They're protecting their strategic interests. They don't care about how you feel. You can go ahead and rationalize it anyhow. But America thing is, when we let that place to be, China or any other country can go take over it. And if they do, then there's a safe passage for any missile or whatever to hit America and destabilize and kill American citizens. So as a responsible American government, we will not sit there and allow it. In any case, let's have Greenland under our control and do what we can do to defend and protect the sovereignty of America. And then you say, yeah, well, okay, so we'll put 10% tariff. That's what America says. So we'll impose 10% tariff. And I see European Union, are saying they're meeting on Thursday to see what they can do. They can react to the tariff and what have you. But this is how international politics plays. So our men can count on this side, right? They take credit and say, but Trump and Bwaka speaking to the television. But Bwaka messing up and getting reciprocal latches that's directly affecting Liberian families and people, even traffic violations, they're being listed for deportation, and somebody say no. How prepared are we to absorb it? People not even considering. You all that defending now, some of these people that are coming back to the country, you don't even know, right? Right? Is the society prepared to absorb these people? And if the society cannot create the environment, what could these people probably turn into? What's the positive and negative impact on our already challenged society of our kids? These are things you got to look at. You can't defend government at the expense of yourself, at the expense of your children, and at the expense of the country's future. Absolutely not. So, with thousands of Liberians relying on DED protections that expire on June 30, 2026, June 30, 2026, fellow Liberians, let me tell you think they think small, let PNB going talking nonsense. June 30, 2026, at the time you will know the real there. So now the question becomes, do you think under this atmosphere and condition, right, will America extend, will the Trump administration extend the DED status of Liberians that expires on the 30th of June, 2026? Right? Do you really think so? With the way the government is proceeding? Should the government consider adjustments and, of course, playing a middle role at the international level and stop earning the anguish of America so that our people will be protected? The government is not interested in those conversations. They're not having those conversations. They are putting offensive defense. They're defending, making it to look like it is an electoral competition between they and the CDC or some other opposition, which is not the case. You are failing the Liberian people. You are failing the Liberian diaspora that contribute, they said, how many millions annually? Almost 800 millions annually to the Liberian economy. They contribute here. And I listened to some of you and some apologies of the government branding them as lazy. Lazy people contributing over 800 million to the economy, right? What is your domestic revenue here? Compare that to what the diaspora are contributing to Liberia, and you call them lazy. Foolish kids.
And the last time that result came out about diaspora's contribution to the economy, it was when our budget was still around 800 million. So bulk of what our budget was the contribution coming from our diaspora citizens. And
that budget, not everything that we raise here by ourselves, international money, foreign money, everything sum up to that. So the point we are making here, when these things are happening and you don't have anything to offer to defend your government because you're not school in the area, sit down and watch the show. But it is not everything that y'all got to come and put a defense. The kind of defense. I mean, it is absolutely disheartening. You can imagine if this was the CDC era and then CDC officials are saying this and that. These folks who are made it seem like heaven have broken loose. And yes, indeed, as it is, heaven have broken loose. Because if these DED status Liberians are deported to Liberia, right? As we are, the government is incapable after 2 years to create one single job, right? The Youth League folks are running behind it. Play that video or that one. You listen to the UP man from Nimba County, right? They didn't find job for UP people yet. And we are talking about DED status that will be, and some 43 people already coming. And then DED status will be expiring. That may not possibly be renewed under this atmosphere until something dramatic happens. So come and dump all these people here. What's going to happen? What is going to happen? And then a reckless government spokesman sit down and say, oh, that's not something for the government to do anything about, blah, blah, blah. Why are these people not forward thinking? Go ahead.
Party. We cannot continue to be a sycophant. We can't run this country on deception and lies and fake propaganda. The people who elected us, they are watching us. They see us. They can feel. Their nose can smell. Their ear can hear. When we do the needful, they will care for 2029. You stop that deception and lies.
Your full name and your position, sir.
My name is Daniel Zemaza. I am the chairman for Rapid Media Response Team for the Rescue Mission, Nima Chapter, District Number 3.
Also in the House of the Senator.
I'm also a media and communication director in the office of Senator Nyadi Point, Nima Chapter. I also serve as a loyalist. I also serve as a patriot. I also serve as a loyalist for Unity Party and a steward for Unity Party 2005.
I'm also an activist.
I'm also an activist, social activist. I speak against ill society.
You're welcome.
And that's why I'm here today to tell the people who turn out, who supported that Canada guy, thank you. Let God bless you. Koga, thank you. Those who didn't turn out.
Well, you saw all of the district coordinator came for the.
This country on deception and lies and fake propaganda. The people who
we say it as it is and then work together and find a solution.
But that's not the case.
That's not what they're doing. They're rather putting out flimsy defense, flimsy excuses, and all of that. Listen to PR. You get a PR on there, right? Listen to that's the official government spokesman, and somebody the other guy. Right? Somebody sent me the guy, that's the Eugene Fagon.
Criminals of EV are issued immigrant visas when they are considered successful and pass through all the processes. So there are married women, married men in America who marry to Liberian citizens here. That they file in for and do different processes for to join them. So even with all these positivities, that process that took multiple Liberians to America is being paused. And then some people, like they have no conscience, like they've been swallowed by hate and negativity. Including people who rely on people in the US to get money, everyone will get arrested. Celebrate that in an attempt to interpret it as an action targeted at the government of Liberia. And you're supposed to call these kinds of people Liberians, and they move from radio station to radio station, they didn't hear them, believing that they are having conversations. And they try to have a mix of interpretations.
So you understand PR's logic. PR thing is, why are people trying to talk about this from radio station to radio station as if to say this is targeting the government? Even though in his premise, he indicated that this pause affects Liberian family or individuals who have married and, somebody in Liberia want to send for them, they will not be able to go. And even the DV process that has been a lifeline for thousands and thousands of Liberian citizens. Pia says, in spite of that, right? The fact that this is not targeted at the government, meaning this pause is not affecting government officials, why are people like us trying to make news of it and talking about it? And for him, he thinks because we are attempting to make news about it, we are not worth a Liberian. And you understand? So you see their definition? So when you unite against the interests of the general and the common people, in their minds, you're not Liberian. But when you agree with their segregative and exclusive ideas of putting themselves in an elite corner, then you are fit to be a Liberian because you see things only in the periphery of their interest and benefit. So, but when it's interesting to them, oh yes, okay. But when it is not affecting their interest, they don't care. They don't give a heck. So you should shut up, right? The Liberians. And let me read it for you, the transcription. He says, Liberia did not design the policy. That's his defense as a government. He said, they think why you're making noise about and all of that and talking and people trying to see DV get paused. And so what? Liberia did not design the policy. Liberia did not negotiate it. And it does not control, Liberia now, does not control who the United States admits for permanent residence. So, by that token, Pia is telling those Liberians that are affected and looking for help that find somewhere else to cry on. This is not our business. We got nothing to do with it. They're not we the one design the policy. They're not we the one can determine who stay in America, who not stay in America. Can you imagine the response? Right? Programs such as the diversity visa lottery and family-based immigration operate outside the authority of the Liberian government, according to Pia. So because it operates outside of the Liberian government, so they do not care. They can't do anything. But mind you now, for these programs, when you go in depth to read about these programs, they're extended to friendly countries where America and countries practicing democracy, countries that are adhering to the tenets and, of course, the standard that America have set. And any country that gets denied these privileges, that means those countries are acting ultra-viral to the American principles and democracy. So are you telling me if Liberia is categorized as a country operating outside of this framework, isn't that affecting the government?
Of course it is.
So if you read the list of countries that are eligible to apply for DV, are countries that are on the right side of America, right? These are the countries that they can admit. But there must be a reason why America have elected to suspending Liberia that privilege. Something dramatic, something radical might have happened that they are shying away from and they do not want to admit. These are terrible liars, disgusting liars. That's who the likes of Pia and others are. Because you know what? Look at Pia's hand. What is that? It's a big headable gold on his hand. Look at his neck. Right? These people are milking from the country. That's what they are doing. These people are living on the country, fellow Liberians. So because they're living on the country, so these things, when they happen, they don't care. They don't give a heck, right? They absolutely do not care because it does not affect them directly. So I sent you something about the breakdown of what Pia is receiving as a minister of information from the government. What Pia is interesting. I come in. Let me read that one because maybe it will not be. as the Ministry of Information, and the reason why PR is sounding like that, you see PR, when you check the budget, the Rescue Information Minister is and saying it is not government thing, it does not affect them because you know why? It does not affect what will be coming to him from the national budget. In 2024,
not at all.
In 2024, PR received 3 million and change. This man is presiding over a $3 million budget. You think he cares about who's affected by the suspension? He cares not. He cares not. $3 million budget is what the man presides over in 2024. In 2025, the money increased from 3 million to 3.9 million, almost $4 million was given to PR in the national budget. In 2026, 3.7 million. If you add all these in the space of 3 budget cycles, you know how many we are talking about? Ega, please add it. 3 plus 3.9 plus 3.7. Plus 3.7. Right? We're talking $10.6 million in a space of 3 years. That's what PR has presided over. Fellow Liberians.
And half of that money went to refurbishing,
taking care of himself. He's not done anything. They may in 3 years time. So this is how they're running the country, folks. They are sharing the country money. What has PR done? What have Ministry of Information? What do they do there? Every Thursday and Tuesday, they go there, they gather there, they insult another opposition figure or another critical voice, and they talk loosely and they speak down on people and lie. That's what they do. And we're talking $10.6 million. Is diamonding and the action and telling Liberians to shut up, that they can't do nothing. It's not a government thing. Hey guy, what do you think?
So to put some check mark. It's terrible when PR sits or use a national platform to make mockery of Liberians. But again, I am not surprised because this is just the message from your man Mike Jabate, who was insulting Liberians of being beggars and in fact all kind of crap he said about them. So when it reached to the issue of PR, for me, I'm not surprised because PR his group of guys there at the ministry have been arrogant, so they are good in all of these things. But Abu, there are some lies in this entire thing that we just need to speak on, and some terrible PR is proving to Liberians that the common people's interest is no longer of their concern. PR issue is their girlfriends that are supposed to go to America to buy goods and come back, they will still go there. Their children are supposed to go for medical checkup. Their children are supposed to go there for whatever they want to go for, they will still go there.
We got to remember that what 10 million says.
But for you, the old man that hear that you suffer and send your child in America, and that child has reached the point to be able to send for you to go and be with him. No, you can't go there. That child that you sent 10, 15 years ago that is now able to send for his brother or her brother or sisters, he or she would not be able to do it because of the government's reckless attitude that led us to where we are today.
Yeah, I said they're not a government business.
So it is not of their business because they are not the ones directly affected. Pierre wants to leave from here. Anytime to go to America, he will leave from here. His children want to leave, they will go, whatever it is. But you that people are supposed to send for, to say, oh, come here and hustle on your own. Come here and hustle for yourself. That you are affecting. So Pierre says, so long it's affecting you, the common people who they call the noisy minority. So long as you're affecting, they don't get time. They both in fact They feel more comfortable. They feel more happy that you people, the U.S. is going to demand you people or compare you people to stay here so they can use you the way they want to use you, do you any kind of way, and then election time they come back to you. This is it. So it is clear. Pierre said it clearly. The action of the U.S. government doesn't affect government officials here in Liberia. No. It affects only you, the common people. Are you a effect? So family was saying, people you get in the States were saying for you. In fact, you've been running after processes and all of that. That process is supposed to get run after between now to the 30th of this month. If you fail, you can go America to go live there, to go hustle. They can do it. And America, that country that don't take their security lightly. So, like Abu spoke about the issue involving D and Greenland. The reason America is after this Greenland is an area that got the population there is 57,000 or less or more than that, but a little over. Reason for which Trump is after Greenland is, or the US is after Greenland is, because they feel that Greenland being close to America and then being a part of Europe and looking at all of what is happening now, Trump feel that European countries could use Greenland as their base to target America. So in this case, America is now feeling insecure with Liberia because of their work or because of their partnership or the friendship that they've been able to build with China. So because of that, Trump said, if we are not careful and we allow Liberians, we can say, oh yeah, they're all colonized, then we can give them an opportunity. But when we allow this, we are threatening our own peace. The people could use Liberia to start coming in our country and do what they want to do. So because of the government decision to disrespect America's interest, almost like get a pie in the home, that him taking care of the home, doing everything, paying your school fees, but when intentionally you can't do it. And I pass here and I'm paying your school fee. Where you expect yourself to get school fee from? That's why it is. When it came to the issue of Venezuela, when Trump accused the president of the former president or whatever it is, Nicolas Maduro of getting involved into drugs trafficking into the U.S. No, Brown said he didn't get issue with that one. I'm not saying Donald Trump talking. Every little thing that was said, for which Nicolas is facing court trial in the U.S., it is not of interest to Brown and the government, but because they see maybe Venezuela as an ally to China, so they must protect China's interest. So once you're protecting China's interest, then Trump to see you as terrible, and that's what it is. So the decision they taking, or the decision they took, the disrespect they show to the US, now them feeding it, that you the common people feeding it, and this is the clear fight. You cry tire
exactly,
but you got only between now to the 30th of this month. So between now we got like 19, you got 11 days.
But guess what now? As the government of Liberia is reckless spokesman in PR, who thinks and feels that because he now wears gold, loosely means that any other thing happening in the country must not be the prerogative of the government, which I think is very, very selfish. As the government is, adapting that posture in the face of these things. Remember, by June, when and if the DED is not renewed, we're talking about a little over 4,000 Liberians that will be deported. 4,000 4,000 Liberians that will be deported that are there on temporary status. And as they are there, like Pia said, they're contributing to Liberian family here. So shouldn't it worry the government that these Liberians will be deported? The government said no. Why should it? Is that the kind of remark that must come from responsible government? Go and read a statement of the government of Ghana to the suspension. Compare these people, the other country's statement to statement like what PR issued. Because you know what? As Liberian citizens, we've sold ourselves to these people. We've made them to appear like they are some kind of hero. And we are there and they can use us anyhow. There is no fear for the people power. Absolutely not. They believe they have sufficiently utilized Gregory Cuomo to instill fear and stamp a kind of authority on the people to the point where the people are voiceless enough and they cannot even stand for themselves. All they have to do, they reduce to bootlickers. This is a bootlicking attitude. A reckless posturing and position has been taken by the government that's clearly affected. There's no better way we can simplify this for you and put it in your social relationship context. Right? You can't be doing me harm. We are in a relationship. And then you expect me to still remain nice to you. And then when I take an actions that affect you, then you go and tell your children, say, the action I took is not because of what you did to me, but it's because of my own inclination or my own, stuff, which is absolutely not the case. So technically, you as the father of the home have misled your children, trying to pacify their suffering, but in a very nefarious manner, criminal manner, because that attempt is criminal. It's deceitful. You can't do that as a responsible government. You should rather be pragmatic with the truth and chart a course of recovery with your people that they themselves will see your actions as a meaningful expression of remorse. Then you try to make amends. Now, let's compare, like many are indicating in their cycle, let's put closer to China. China will come here, they'll break ground, they'll build a place. America will take time, they will not do much. It will go blah, blah, blah. But now, let's compare. Because the thing is, you have to look at American assistance and American support beyond infrastructure. Beyond that, American support is in the religion. American support is in education. It's in the environment. It's in infrastructure. It's in peace and security. Even the sovereignty you brag about. Liberia's sovereignty that you brag about. Your sovereignty and territorial integrity. When these things are threatened, who comes? It's America. Without the American protection and American on our side, could we have withstand the encroachment from the super British and French incursions during the independence of our neighboring countries? Could we? Did we have anything to say, oh, we're a sovereign country? The present is the fact that we are an ally to the U.S. provides an invisible shield around Liberia that you, the ordinary man, will not know, and that nobody will tamper with you. Go to China, you're vulnerable, you lose. Nobody cares. Chinese only care about their interests. Look at what they're doing to all the illicit money operations that are going on that working on a company that who then you can go see them.
Chinese.
They're not Chinese people.
Depleting our waters all around.
Eh? poisoning our people. They're dying. Our rivers, the rivers are being polluted. They're putting all kinds of deadly chemicals only because they want a mineral. They don't care. They get kickback to few government officials. Ministry of Mines and Energy, they send truckload of crushed rock and things to build their homes secretly. And then they're polluting our people in the interior. This is Chinese. So, as a responsible government, you should be able to strike the balance between the two. The real area you can show independence is when Chinese know that no, their actions are predicated, so you remain. So if you have an issue with America, go and take it up with them. America pushes you to take an action against China, constructively disagree, and stay in your middle point. Oh yeah, the middle position is called for in diplomacy, and nobody will have issue with you. But he said, no, you're taking middle, you're going on the extreme. He went on the extreme, the consequences are coming. Then he said, oh no, the government should not take responsibility of it. 40 plus Liberians are being deported. We risked over 4,000 Liberians to be deported. Let the government keep saying that and trying to make it seem like that somebody in there, the people, that somebody celebrating. Did anybody celebrate? Right? If anything should be considered a celebration, is you. It's you, the government, saying, oh, thank God, it's not the government. We ain't get nothing to do inside for as long as. But that is the most stupid response. Because I know, just watch out. And then we can take the old man, because look, it's like this thing was predicted. They knew that this was coming, and that's why they're putting up these positions. When President Bouaka went to Lofa, I think it was, and made a remark that Trump was coming for our people. What do you think President Bouaka was talking about? What do you suspect? What do you suspect President Bouaka was preempting? Was it a movement like this? Was it a movement of the 4,000 DED beneficiaries that could most likely be deported? From where did the president say Trump was coming for our people? That they should come back home voluntarily by themselves, or else Trump was coming for them. For the three of them have been deported. So then the question becomes, between when the president made those comments and now, what constructive diplomatic engagement the government had with its American counterpart to rescue and what did they do? Nothing. But you can sit here, right? Empty-headed, door, numbskulls. You can sit down here in places and you think you're defending your rescue government. Go ahead. That's the old man. This is what he said. Foolish people. Calling themselves U-Peaks. That's who they are. They're very foolish. Embarrassingly foolish. But let's hear.
Because you said now compete. Got a message for you. You're gonna kill me. If you don't come back to build a country for yourself, it's your business. Because you're sitting now conveniently in the state or somewhere enjoying, you think you're enjoying life. I got a message for you. You're gonna kill me. If you don't come back to build a country for yourself, it's your business. Because you said.
Okay, yeah. This statement was made.
Because you said now.
So this statement was made here, and it was made right here, where he told, and it was at the same occasion he told the officials to steal and give it to the people, right? But they're stealing, they're not giving the money to the people. You know what they're doing, Mr. President? They're stealing the money and they're paying mansions overnight.
He told them.
Yeah, he told them to
steal and develop use it right here.
And use it right here. I thought he said to get it.
No, you see,
I see what they're stealing, and then they're paying mansions secretly overnight. Any kind of strange building you see, beautiful building going on in your community that Bouaka officials doing it. You see, they're fighting for land and there, people So when they go, they buy the land secretly, and then the owner go there, the North or Peter Solo of Lottery Authority, very recent, was in the news for some of the land grab issue. Right? Because when you try to do things secret now, you got to be double buying, triple buying, all of that. This is what's happening, Mr. President. So now, fella, my question to you, when the president made this comment, what do you think, informed this comment all along? Right? Because the space does not operate in a vacuum. Like I told you initially, in diplomacy, actions are taking something far ahead, but you get the preemptive, notice and signs and signals. So it's up to you to make the relevant adjustments. And it was after these moments we saw an onslaught of senior government attacks on U.S.-Liberia relations, terming it as non-beneficiary to the Liberian people, that indeed they are taking more from Liberia than they are giving to Liberia. And we saw the almighty orator who came and embarrassed the U.S. in the face and in the presence of the U.S. government's representative and insulted the American people. But Pia says, no, they're not the government. They're not the government do it. That you and myself go sit down behind a microphone for Eugene, not Eugene, but Louis Brown to utter these comments. Are they not aware about the strained relations between Venezuela and the U.S.? Even before the man who picked Maduro to become successor in Venezuela and the U.S. fought, Hugo Chavez. So America did not support Maduro's election on grounds best known to them and fundamentally premise on their diplomatic or national interests. They have not. They have always been opposed to Maduro. There was a time they had almost two governments in Venezuela. So is our diplomat not aware of these things? They are. So they took actions knowingly, willfully, and deliberately, ignoring the consequences that could affect over. So how do you go sit down on the table? How are you going to negotiate with America to extend the DED beneficiaries?
No friendship.
Higa, how are you? You have damaged the friendship.
It's not even there.
You have damaged the friendship because America tells you, oh, my friend, I think my sovereignty is in, it's been challenged and blah, blah, blah. But you leave the room, you go international and condemn me and say I'm against her. Then you go sit down with me, you tell me, oh, I beg you. They 4,000 people, we carry them back to that country. We know how man say, I look like mumu to you. When my time comes, you can stand with me. But your time comes, then you say, I should stay with you. But the people are trying to protect that those people in taxes I can use to take care of their citizens. So saying you say me and my people, we can start, we unconstitutional, we can respect international law. Tell your people then you carry them now. At least we not try for them, carry them. So who's going to go in that room to go negotiate for extension of DED? Fellow Liberians. But wait, let them keep arguing. The real time will come. Let's take calls and hear from you out there, your views on this. I know the government going to keep paying people to pour a lot of defense. But, with time, the reality will set in and we can be vindicated as being on the right side of these conversations and, of course, being genuinely organic to the Liberian people and calling spade a spade and putting it exactly where it's supposed to be. We believe the government is responsible for this. The government has caused this on the Liberian people, and the government is not in a position to substitute for the damage that they have caused, and no Liberians should beat themselves. It is the reckless action of the government that have limited the space for negotiation and reconsideration, and this is the mess we are in. Over thousands of Liberian families are denied the chance to reconnect and of course seek health care and other benefits. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning, Abu and Hagar. This is EJ Toho, Professor Bikola Business Scholar, and I join you from the ANC headquarters.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you guys have said it well. You know, the government, for a better choice of word, this government is very reckless as it relates to international relations. It's like saying in the simple thing, you on the ego wing. If ego trying to help you, then you say ego your arm sting. That's what the government is doing, and that was the comment coming from Louis Brown. And now I tell you, that position that Louis Brown took is the official position of the government. If not, Joe Boakai would have taken action long since, like it happened during the time of President Weah. This very Louis Brown, when he made statement of his own, and then that was not in the interest of the government, immediately he was recorded. So if this government think that Mr. Brown did it on his own, the president should take action since they are tackling it and they are all almost defending his action. That clearly indicates that it's the position of the government, and that's why America is retaliating.
And I agree with you 100%. And he got a recall when he did it during former President Weah time. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you for the once again, definitely for the district of district. The government will fool those that want to be fooled. The government setting on that the immigrant visa that important to the citizen to go and hustle and come build in your country, to go somewhere and steal and to go for visit, which one better? Then you try to fool the other. We are stupid people. This government, what they will get it. So Abu, thank you for the show.
Yeah, you had the opportunity to go live in a place freely and enjoy and be marshal for yourself. The government, they put it down for you. The government say, at least they can let you to go visit. Good morning. Let's hear you. So which one you take?
Good morning, Abu. Good morning, God. This is Mr. Cooper from Brooklyn.
Morning.
Go ahead, sir.
This is a very serious matter. And the responsibility is here with landlord on the government to ensure that this does not occur. You remember just in a few days when that action was taken, the Chinese government gave a money around $40 million to the government of Liberia. That was in connection with the decision that was taken out there.
And giving some Chinese motorbikes for the police.
Yes. I remember on one occasion that I witnessed the former President George Weah, which I did not vote for. I did not vote for him, not on the CDC. I supported President Weah. I voted for him. But I remember the former president on one of the interaction at the ministerial complex, making it explicit clear in front of the Chinese ambassador that they could not sold away from America because America was Liberia's mother. At the time, as an opposition president, I thought that statement from the president, from the former president, was wrong. But now I realized that he intended to safeguard the relationship with the Americans and the Republic of Liberia. If this government does not put her foreign policy together, I see a wide problem given the governmental style, the leadership style of President Trump. Trump was squarely come against us. I beg you, my foreign minister, I heard of my brother Darrell DeLong saying Liberia going to put her interest first and making reference of that overpass bridge, which Liberia side with the United States and the Chinese government did not build the bridge during the former president time. Liberia have an extended relationship, a deeper relationship with the Americans that even us, the ordinary citizens, will not understand. Mr. President, it's time to rethink your action. It's time to do the right thing to benefit your people. Thank you, Hagar. Thank you, Abu.
Thank Thank you very much. And so this is it, folks. I mean, when former president we are then and the administration took the decision, people felt that, oh yeah, these are blah blah blah. So over 4,000 people risks being deported to Liberia. Never caught to. Let's hear you, my brother.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning, Ika.
Morning.
How you guys doing? How was the weekend?
Yeah.
For me, my weekend was absolutely awesome.
No, Papa. I mean, your own part, you enjoy the weekend because you won the county meet.
Yeah.
Trophy. So you gotta enjoy the weekend.
Never you gotta go to the issue.
Yeah, to the issue. Sorry, Abu. First, before I get to the issue, let me ask you a question. You really see leadership in Omempoka? You really observing to see, but you really see
But
leadership in
he's
him?
the president now, so I'm only here.
Abu, you don't see
critiquing his
leadership in
actions.
him. You don't see leadership. And listen to the information minister. So he only concerned about government officials. He's not looking at the entire country or what will affect the country. And some of them come up with arguments say, oh, now Liberia won't own the century. You won't compare Liberia with other countries. We're discussing Liberia, what affecting Liberia, then you're talking about other country. You know what it means for Liberia to be on the century with Iran and other things? It shows to other investors that Liberia is a terrorist state. That people will be afraid to come to invest. And embarrass the country. Total embarrassment. Our relationship with America, to see America putting on kind of sanction, you know what it means?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? It embarrasses everyone. Let's be frank. Let's be real. But like other people always saying, people came on the basis of lie and they will continue to lie. And besides that, people can have no connection, no leadership.
Okay. David Key is next. David, morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. Let me say good morning to Abu. You know, the whole thing about the U.S. visa suspension. Louis Brown is a good stalker. As a matter of fact, Louis Brown did this thing in the previous government. He was immediately recalled by the former president at the time. Because it was
the men that put Liberians are rakes, then they don't want to take responsibility. Your Ashland put Liberians are rakes.
So to get one guy who comes from Cloud Reloaded to scam before people every weekday and talk nonsense with him out. I mean, for us, you know, they have been rescued. We have run away from here after 12 years, serving in here in government, press secretary, and at very many things. Okay, you're living on food stamp in America.
I know, right? The very PR men are talking to other people too on food stamp at some point.
No, he was on food stamp. So if they are talking about deporting police, they should be worried about the family in that. Because who knows, the family will be among those
no, but the man presiding over $10.6 million budget now. The man good.
So he good. He feel good because he got $10.6 million budget. He feel good. But here's the issue. Here they should know that this country, the town they got down is very limited. Because they have always said to us it is our town at the public town. The public town getting over. So they shouldn't be talking loosely because like people, it has a way of running people through the ballot boxes. So when you see that you will come and do things all the way that you see that we like will sit here and allow the kind of thing that you guys are doing here. Because he said the guys are looting like you're on an industrial scale. So if you have an industrial scale looters presiding over the country and somebody is telling you that they're going to get rid of your friend and you are sitting there talking nonsense, I mean, it's wrong.
Valued listener and follower has penned these words as a way of giving us, I mean, additional, you know, when we're talking about the Greenland thing, we're not specific on the numbers, right? So according to reports from the World Bank's 2024 updates, Greenland has 56,836 people with the area of 836,330 square miles.
Okay.
And so that is that. So it's a significantly geopolitical or politically strategic, country. It's a small population, but they're rich in too many things, and their geopositioning is strategic. And of course, all of that is happening. Let's hear you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Let's hear you.
Taking the power on a line and the power that take over on a line.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you, my brother. 1 minute. Let me ask you. So when these Liberians are deported, who do you blame for it?
I would say I blame the government for that, because the both a black one and white hat, they had the international connection. So with all the international connection, I even expect for that one to research on visa. Now we the common people who suffer that the post of the TV and people can go to America. I even expect that to happen one of these days. So I don't know how the people just wanting to put in everything. They just passing on letting people some matching people, but we are trying, right? Something that we are found is okay to put it on here. They say, oh, how we are getting it, but now they got the power now. They're ready to get. They're going to open our steam, but I mean, they can't want to try and water. So we trying to tell her, oh, what is this, man? We are talking a lot. They just come to power. Now they are power, it's very different. So we're not asking them, we're going to try to that's a power packet for them. They're not around what you think. So just, we are taking for the wait for your people. Like that, they don't do research.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
I'm taking a break from people.
Go ahead.
Abu, if president will point power, if you will definitely go for the man, Abu. You will get a book of posting and then make it for the 2-year experience. Don't say about that. So there's that issue that happened for 2 years. So why you two to settle the parents? Trying to prove to the world that I explained, yeah, it is correct. Why? Not saying anything, Abu. What can I burn a broke 4 years old? One of the leopard Joseph. Don't set up for the business, ever get lost, and so they can't go back. So then now, all of them is the funny on the show. What kind of plan we is so Abu with the president? Nothing will happen for them, and I see the yeah, saying anything for the one when the person of Magical, saying anything. They may not even the country. They were good at president. We are taking power to see the working on it for 2 years, and I will go down. Nothing will happen for them, man.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, veterans. Abu, good morning, veterans. My name is Ruben.
Go ahead, Ruben.
I joined the educated conversation from the community where our people are still drinking from the drainage. Let me say thank you guys so kindly for the level of dissemination of information you guys have provided. You see, when we told the Liberians 2023 that Mr. Blacker is a terrible man. And I believe that today the reality has shown where in which you see America, the great America, has settled the entire country, our generations to be born, even the unborn children. This is the first time in the history of our country. Well, not surprising to us because see or just that people who do factory ads in the people's systems and get married to his sisters and want to get in America. What you expect? You expect America to settle you. What Blacker himself, terrible, desperate, and gangsters, looters. So, to the extent that even the local project, he couldn't speak to A. So, one of the veterans will continue to follow the show and share the show because it's our responsibility to do for you people. So, thank you so kindly for giving me the opportunity this morning.
Thank you very much. Please do. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu. This is Jimmy. Jimmy. I call for Honorable Joseph Civil Army.
Go ahead.
Chief, about this government. I'm our people. What is the diplomat relationship that people say they got in Washington? This is what Washington said. Oh, God,
the responsible government, I said, they got to contact and know how to maneuver and save problem and protect American Liberian interests, and this is the mess we're in. Over 4,000 Liberians rigs being deported.
Why the students have to close down? That people have to close down there. Why don't you students have to they are marching now, the station order. Because which far go down there? Because the house is the word. The house is like what we never said to show that I want to say to before. So you know what this prayer to go stay down there. But why the people here the same people keep the power? Why the I want to treat that would benefit all ordinary Liberians sitting down here for me to hear this from it. I let it
that the cancer DV.
There is cancer DV. People will go with you, no come official rape. Well, yeah, won't come official, all come official laughing. I didn't know the name and left them out. And everyone knew that, even the people in the street are passing road. And everyone knew that they were coming power to continue to job with that project. None of them job with that. Because after now, the street, the rest here, general is starting. All the project are people in general. So when we're using the people in general, and then the rest here, general. And you are coming to power down,
the IMF said 2050.
Yeah, your proposal is the IMF
I wait 2050 before that agenda is able to make this country a middle income. Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning, sir. Let's hear you. Your name, where you calling us from?
Thank you, Jerry. This is Washington Swoop. And I call from Disville.
Where, Washington?
We don't know. Waka is a people making to difficult for Liberian people. Who is Joseph Waka or do we brand to go again? To be an Allah. For which whenever you fall in trouble, you will things like embassies, coming up with situation to steal their people. Then you speaking against them. No, the people just came because they see that they empower, they will connect state resources and you feel like they don't care for your other people. One of those things they are doing that the other people will take effect. If the people who put pressure on those government officials, it's going to be better. But for that vision on the other people, seeing it, people that they are about to step. And they will pick up cancer or immigrant visa. Some people have plenty of work experience. Everything is stopped. You see, this thing is so frustrating. We don't understand. If we just see they just doing everything, they will not harass people or the great harassing people on the president is same thing going on around, on this person, people.
Okay, thank you very much. Ega, you want to read some comments there? Let's hear from others dropping their comments on this subject. But just before that happened, Liberia's gender gap widens. Women fall below 30% in government total workforce, less than 30% of those working in government, right? The over 50,000 people.
Sylvester V. Johnson is saying, so is the opposition community afraid or unable to complain those wicked government officials to the U.S. government with all of those advance or evidence out there? I think that's what he was talking. Evidence available. How I wish I was in the opposition to do that right now. The U.S. government needs to take serious action on our government officials. This is totally wrong. That's what he says. Vamuyan says he's following from Lofa County. Okay. Abeningo God Time Flomo says, I think Trump only left room for tourists only because of the World Cup. How many Liberians just want to go pass around in America for weeks or months and come back as compared to staying to make life? That's a fact.
Right.
Samuel Ladcooper says, good morning, Abu and Hagar. I'm following from Cardwell. Okay, congratulations to Hagar. Okay. Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure all of these comments are just regular.
Okay, so let's keep taking calls. 6 more minutes. Good morning.
Yeah, Abu, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, Abu, my name is Ishmael Kamara, and I call you this morning from Painesville.
Let me appreciate you and Hagar this morning for the program. But I think Abu is actually disheartening. It's actually, a kind of frustration for our country right now under the rescue professional who are come to power, and brag so much that they have the expertise there to run our country. What we are right now, Abu, is disappointing. Because the thing is, Abu, even you that sit behind a microphone, the latest diplomacy you did in school, where you did something like international relation or something like diplomacy. So the thing is, Abu, as little men as you are, the way you understand diplomacy, I don't think that is even Georgia anymore, but I can understand it. I don't think that's my view. I don't think that is how even Jeremy Pia understands diplomacy. America has
Why can't una hard the point when you bring envelope small money inside and thing there? For God's
sake, America has been a long term friend to Liberia. So you gotta be able to understand that there are things that you have to figure out as diplomats. No, you guys, they ought to understand that each time America taking decision, they have to border around their own interests. So you too, you have to be able to be professional in dealing with America. You cannot come here and try to tell us that you just make statements, right? Taking aside that you want to take don't very care that America is one country that remittances every year from that country to that bureau. It's so huge to the extent that it even help to buttress national government efforts. Because our people live in America and they send back every year a huge sum of money to the extent that people who are here living, they are living on the soul and sweat of America by extension. So some of those things are very simple things to look at. But I don't know for what reason these guys are not thinking about some of those things in our country.
No, they are just being arrogant and being consumed by the luxury of leeching on public finances. That's all. Imagine if you listen to Meta Dillon talking about we will not make decision based on other people, and I'm like, look at Dillon, take government. A man who literally begged people for campaign paraphernalia could not even foot his own campaign bills, right? And that man should be. Look at the kind of human being like me deciding the fate of the country, and you tell me what their considerations will be.
If you
think where we're going to end up.
If you are depending on people to save the image of our country, you think Dillon is a part of those individuals. Dillon who have shown a somewhat
no longer, but who is Dillon to be talking would no longer, and this is nonsense, right? And this is where it has gotten us. And you got mad at Dillon who couldn't even print 24 of t-shirts for himself to contest, and people you got to be begging around for all of these things. People got to be American. They seem very American how to put money together. And you are supporting the government decisions that directly affect these people.
Yes.
And some of them are DED beneficiaries. And this is where the crust of the conversation has to be, right? And some other thing, you're showing a strong man attitude. What is that strong? Are you even a strong man? You're a beggar who's only, leeching on public resources. And you think that borrow authority is any kind of strong position? Absolutely not. Take you from public office, 6 months later, you start riding commercial car around here. You start stopping to other people, begging them for gasoline to put in your car. We know we've seen plenty of you. So we must not be fooled or carried away by these nonsense people wearing cool suits sitting in government office. Take them from there, they're zero. That's who they are. They're nobody. I don't know why people will be dignifying these undignified creatures, calling themselves rescue officials. Look at them. Look at Pia. Pia, for example. Look at Pia. Take government job from Pia and see what he turns to.
He'll go back to
a beggar.
Basement.
He turns to a beggar. Nothing more than a beggar. That's who they resort to. And these are the people damaging the country and suffering the whole host of people, thousands of Liberians. And then they speak in arrogance, and they're telling you that, we don't care because you're not on the government. Look at these fools. Look at the other one to LBS, that punk, right? A big headable man like that at his age couldn't live or stand on your basement and feeding him. You had to be putting and exposing him and all of that. And those are the people. I mean, this is disgusting, man. Come to think about it. And sometimes you're wondering what happened to Liberia, what happened. But look at the creature, look at the elements that you're making, leaders. Look at the people, right? This government side, who is Pia? And you see him passing around wearing gold and things. Yeah, you wear for it, you sweat for it. You have to sweat for it. Lose $10.6 million in 3 budget cycles spent and wasted on that man. Go in the Ministry of Information, you see ordinary civil servants complaining about salary. Right now, the Ministry of Information and the Tourism Bureau are at loggerhead. Because you know what? Pia now sit down over some of the projects that belong to tourism. He sit down over the money, he eat the money, right? Then he wanted the staffs under the division and send it to Tourism Bureau. Tourism Bureau say, you want to send any staff here, you got to send the project here, you send the money here. You tell me say that line. And they finish eating the money. Here picking Daniel Sano, you see that one face? All of them getting pom-pom, right? So they ate the poor money, but then to do the work, then they say they won't send the people to Tourism Bureau. So how will pay the people? So right now, as we speak, there are certain strategic projects that are tied into tourism. They're still in the Ministry of Information. At some point, they're threatening to protest. But you know what he does? He goes there and threatens the people. That's what he does. That place looks like some kind of military terrain. People can't speak freely, they can't talk, and you'll be telling them, you won't protest, but get off from here. They plan on protest area, threatening the people, and the people are oppressed, they're suppressed. That's what happening on Pia. But guess what? When Pia comes to the public, he's wearing gold everywhere, while his workers are suffering, they're hungry. They can't get a just benefit, they can't get salary on time. No increment. And that the people in there can go stay and be talking for the country.
Then let's keep the peace of Liberia. This country will not burn.
So yes, indeed, we gotta go. But folks, remember that these things, they are just they're just the tip of the iceberg. Feeding from what our folks are telling us. Don't get yourself into something. Say they play under your heel and feet, don't put your mouth there. And Liberia has taken an action that has far-reaching consequences. Deportations will happen, cancellations of visas will happen, and of course, summary arrests, detentions, and deportations will go on. Liberians are no longer spared because our government have chosen to deal with the East. And let's wait and see the manner that's going to come from Russia or China in these diplomatic maneuvers. My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, this has been a Monday morning presentation of the Freedom Monday Rise on the People's Radio, Freedom 87.9. Hey, got us here. Until we see you tomorrow, do have yourself a wonderful time. Bye-bye.